Hello, everybody. Today, this is Cosmo with another reading for you. I was feeling called to go more in depth on the choices that are currently, get more into detail what those choices may be and where those might lead you, and just so to give you different perspectives. And I figured on Thursday, which is traditionally a day for esoteric and to be a day of expansion and aligns with the planet Jupiter. And so that has to do with expansion if you're into astrology. And so positive expansion more precisely. And so I felt like this was also just the perfect day to go into that. I was going to start with some of the dragon energy that I'm picking up on. That's going to help us ground into this next year of the snake and see what's coming through on those choices. Okay, so right away we have a choice that has to do, which is like, it's the easier, I don't want to say like the easier path on like where you're basically not challenging yourself and like growing and expanding. But one of the choices is you're faced with a path like right now with the choice of embracing this tranquility and the harmonious in action with this card. So just taking this time for yourself before we head straight into the new year. And then on the bottom of the deck, I have surrender, let go of the darkness. So I know I've been talking about like we're integrating the shadow and bringing more light to the dark in a harmonious way. So it's not so much about letting it go as in like cutting ties to it so much. I mean, yes, if it's toxic, but it's more about letting go of your judgments on it and letting it be is what I'm getting from that. Let's see what else comes through. That's another choice. A couple choices we have on the table here. So a couple other choices we have is we have the choice to transcend our limitations and achieve success with that fiery energy. And I know I brought up the tiger yesterday of being a representation of that more animalistic nature, that shadow aspect that we're making, integrating more into this year. And so that's what that's giving me, is that fiery energy and to transcend. So you can either just sit back, relax, and let things happen and unfold and surrender and let go, or you can take the more fiery path, transcend it, and just blaze through it. All spirits really wanting you to know and to help you make this choice. So what's better, like resonating and calling to you, is wisdom. Start asking questions, and get curious with yourself and what's coming into your information field, because everything is a mirror, is a direct reflection of what's going on with you, whether you're aware or conscious of it or not. So with that, it's like, especially if it's something that kind of stands out to you, like ask like, well, why is this, out of all the things, out of all the information that I could be having come into my energy field, my information field, like why is it at this time, in this moment, this information being presented to me? Is this old focused energy that I need to just surrender and let go of and just be like, oh, thank you, that's nice, thank you for making me aware of that? Or are you noticing it's something that you would want to focus more on and bring into your choices and bring into your focus on the direction you are wanting to go. On the bottom of the deck, I have grief for the dragons. I think what I'm getting with that is just that some of this might be grief. And I've had a lot of experience with grief in my life. I mean, I think a lot of us do. And in my journey, I've come to see it as more of a gift. Because really, grief just, the light side of it is that it's just showing you how much you care and just how much the love is there for whatever you're grieving over. And instead of being so much in the grief energy, because really the love and the care is very actually a neutral when it's stripped of the conditioning. So it's like, instead of grieving it like it's a loss, it's turning that into gratitude and just focusing on and just letting it fill your heart space of just like, and not even labeling it so much. You don't even have to really label the gratitude, but just feeling just like how nice that thing or that person or that situation, that thing that's, now transitioning and phasing out of your life, like how much of a blessing and how much you just enjoyed that. Just focus on the joy and bliss of it and be grateful for that, and just know that, like, instead of grieving it as like it's a loss, see it as like an opportunity where it's like, I really did enjoy and value this in my experience. You can take that with you, meaning that you can focus on how that made you feel and bring that feeling into this next phase. It will just take a different shape, a different form, a different person, or a different version of that person or that relationship. Will, you'll have that elevated relationship with that person, or it will be a whole different person that will like maybe remind you in all the ways that count, but in a more expanded way. And then I have the Dragon Tarot. Let me spread this out. I hope everyone's doing well today with the new year. Definitely been feeling the transition more as we go into it, out of the holiday season, and my cat's been feeling it too. He almost doesn't want to stay still, because every time I started getting still in my meditation, that was when he wanted to start his talking. Fortunately, he's decided to be quiet now for everybody's sake. But I'm sure at some point he will grace everybody with his beautiful cries and voice. So right away we have the High Priestess. So yeah, that's a very strong manifestation energy right there, and just one of representing of being aware of the subconscious and how its role it plays in your life, but not really trying to force it or direct it too much in any certain direction or way. We also have Five of Pentacles, so more of that, but it's in reverse. So what I'm getting is like, it is definitely like it's a change, and we're leaving things behind that no longer serve us, but it's much lighter than your typical grief, and it's not as heavy. And I'm like, I was mentioning earlier, it's like, this is an energy where it's like the form might change, but you can still bring what matters and what counts about whatever that is being released or surrendered or like grieved. you can bring that with you in a way that matters. It just will take a different form. But what the part that counts is not the thing. Like, you don't have to detach from that so much, and you just detach from the sense of it needing to be in a particular, aesthetic or a particular form, and like allow room and space for it to, as you're growing and evolving, to grow and evolve with you, basically. Because if you forcefully impose that on it, it starts this thing that you are saying you care and love so much, is actually, you're kind of destroying it. Like, because you're not giving it that unconditional love to allow it to grow, change, and be whatever, its infinite potential is meant to be in your experience and in your life. Got another one. So we got 5 of Swords. Who is Sword energy? And so another 5. So lots of changes are going to happen with these choices. So that's what Spirit's also wanting you to focus on with these choices. I'm getting, like I said, it's like all the changes these choices are going to make. So you can either just take the path, the one choice where, you sit back, relax, stay in your stillness, stay in your center, and allow things to unfold how they will, and take more of the passive role. Or you can take the more active role. And I'm seeing this twice now, with the Oracle deck, and now I'm seeing it with the Tarot. It's like, this is more the passive approach, the 5 of Pentacles, of just like walking away more and allowing things to be. But then you got the 5 of Swords, which is more of a active way, where it's like, you're gonna take up arms, you're gonna trailblaze, and just power forward. So do what calls to you. And know that, like, if you go with one choice and you start going down that way, and you know what, you can alternate between the two. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be black and white. I think that's what's actually like gonna be coming through a lot, is people are gonna start realizing how restrictive the black and white mentality, like, of like everything has to be good or bad, or it has to be this or that. It's like more realizing that middle path, that gray, and the fluidity of it, and that how underrated it's been, and how overrated the latter, the former, has been. But then on the bottom of the deck, we got 7 of Pentacles. And so it's a little bit different than your typical 7 of Pentacles. But it's really just what I'm getting in this. It always has like more of a rest and being in your own stillness and energy. But also I'm seeing like how like it has all the little ones around. It's like, for you, being grateful for all the seeds you have planted, and nurturing and being still with those, is going to be a really good way to anchor and root yourself in this as you step forward. And I think that's pretty much all I have for you right now. Not really feeling called to pull anything else. Let's see. We're at 14:05. So just one last, because I really like my Earth Magic one. I'm gonna see if anything else is coming through on here, any clarity, confirmation on these choices, or any other choices that haven't been, that you might be faced with. Please share this with us. So, So a lot of you are gonna have a choice that's going to emerge seemingly suddenly. That's gonna have to do with your passion. Like, you'll know it. So some of you, it's almost not gonna even feel like a choice. you're gonna go with that trailblazing energy, and because it's going to align with a passion of yours. Almost like what I'm getting is that it's a door you've been kind of waiting to show up, and so that just know that door is going to show up, and you'll know because it's going to ignite that. You're going to feel a fire within like just come to life more than it has before. And definitely like go with that trailblazing energy, and but also keep the fluidity. Like, so it's like you got dragonfly here. It's like what I've mentioned in a previous videos, that they're the most skilled flyers in our animal kingdom. So have the fluidity, the agileness of that dragonfly when navigating this, because it's easy for us to get carried away with that fire energy and that passion, and like kind of like lose our center in that. So but overall I'm getting just, it's just all very strong energy, and that it's all going to be empowering either way how this all turns out. There's not really anything that I'm getting any warnings about. Let me try pulling one thing if there's anything we need to be worried about in this energy. I tend to focus more on the positive because I'm very much more like into the law of attraction and assumption, and so I think that like whatever you focus on, that's just what it's going to be. So like even like, you know, if you're listening to this reading and something's like, you're just like, no, that's not, I don't want that, like know that you have the power to make the choice. Like, this is just giving you perspective, this is just giving you like possibilities, this is just picking up on the energy that's in flow. Like, even if it is your intuition speaking, you can choose something different than what your intuition's telling you is in the works already. Like, you can sit there and recognize the flow of that energy and be like, okay, yeah, but I'm gonna pivot here instead because I'm not really interested where that energy's flowing to. So we got Page of Swords. So yeah, it's, this one's different. So we got Page of Swords, and as you're seeing, there's a dragon down there, and he's burning the contract while one's being raised up, and you have the sword next to them. So but you're going from, it's speaking of that elevation I was talking about. That's like, you're letting go of the old form of it, but the essentialness of what it is going to remain. So it's like, you can almost imagine it's like, instead of it just being, you know, this scroll or this, you know, flame, it's going to take a higher elevated form where it's like, it's going to take on a new life of its own. So whatever that is that, you know, you're viewing as like something to grieve over, if you allow it, you're not really saying goodbye to it. It's just changing along with you. And I'm just gonna leave you with that because that sounds really powerful. And like I've posted some of the links on my YouTube channel so far, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. You can definitely go donate by, you know, if you feel called. Like, I'm doing a little like more like conventional, where it's like you can just, you know, gift me something. You can schedule a 30-minute session with me on my Calendly, and then after you schedule it, we'll discuss how you can pay me for that and payment, because I don't have something set up specifically for that yet, but I will get that up soon. If you want more than a 30-minute, just book 2 30-minute ones, because I can go up to an hour. But right now, just to like, I will post the prices, but 40 for the 30-minute, and then it would be 70 for the hour. And I'll have that posted soon. And also just the full moon attunement activation, I will have that posted within the week, that you can go on and schedule that. Right now I'm just offering that for free for whoever feels called to do that with me. Like I said, this is a meditation, an activation that was shown to me by my animal spirit guide. You'll get be gifted with a moth spirit of your own, moth animal spirit of your own, that will work with you, help you attune to the moon from then on going forward. And it just, in a more easier way to understand, it just helps break down the barriers between the mind and the heart, and bringing them more into coherence, so that you can not need you'll have more of that inner compass. You'll be able to start finding that inner compass, that core resonance within yourself. So you won't really need tarot readers or coaches and things like that. More is the only time you tune into them is just more to see what the 3D is reflecting to you, the Maya is reflecting to you, and just to kind of check your ego at the most. But take care, beloved ones, and wishing you all the best with this new year and this new energy. Talk to you soon. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know how it was for you. Until next time.